There comes a moment in life when you must finally stop listening to the voice that keeps telling you that you're not good enough, not strong enough, or not capable enough to fulfill the purpose God placed inside you. Too many people spend their entire lives trapped inside invisible walls built by fear, failure, rejection, and self-doubt, never realizing that those walls were never created by God. They were created by negative thinking, painful experiences, and repeated disappointment. The truth is that God did not create you to live in weakness or fear. He created you with power, purpose, wisdom, and strength far greater than you can currently see. Every challenge you face is not proof that you are failing. Sometimes the struggle is preparing you for a higher level of growth, faith, and understanding. The moment you begin to believe in yourself again, something powerful begins to change inside your spirit. Your thoughts become stronger, your vision becomes clearer, and your heart becomes more aligned with the future you are meant to live. Inspired by the timeless teachings of Dr. Joseph Murphy, we understand that the subconscious mind responds deeply to belief, faith, and repeated thought patterns. When you constantly repeat fear, your life begins to reflect fear. But when you begin speaking confidence, hope, faith, and victory over your life, your mind slowly starts accepting a new reality. That is why it is so important to guard your thoughts every single day. Do not allow temporary failures to define your identity. Do not allow fear to convince you that your dreams are impossible. Every successful person has faced moments of uncertainty, but the difference is that they refused to surrender to doubt. They continued moving forward even when they could not see the full path ahead. God often works through faith, not through certainty. Sometimes you must take one step forward before the next door opens. You must trust that what is meant for you will arrive at the right time if you remain faithful, disciplined, and mentally strong. Your words carry power. Your thoughts carry power. Your faith carries power. What you repeatedly tell yourself eventually becomes the foundation of your reality. If you wake up every day expecting failure, weakness, and disappointment, your mind begins operating from fear. But if you wake up believing that God is guiding your life, strengthening your spirit, and preparing opportunities for your future, your entire perspective begins to change. You start walking with confidence instead of insecurity. You stop comparing yourself to others because you understand that your journey is unique. You begin realizing that the same God who created mountains, oceans, stars, and endless possibilities also created you with purpose and intention. You were not born to remain trapped in fear. You were born to rise, grow, believe, and become the person God designed you to be. One of the greatest battles you will ever fight is the battle taking place inside your own mind, because the way you think about yourself will eventually shape the direction of your entire life. Many people pray for change while continuing to speak defeat over themselves every single day. They ask God for strength, yet constantly repeat words filled with fear, limitation, and hopelessness. What you repeatedly believe and declare begins to settle deep into your subconscious mind, and over time, those thoughts influence your actions, your confidence, your decisions, and even your expectations for the future. This is why it is so important to become aware of the internal conversation happening within you. Inspired by the teachings of Dr. Joseph Murphy, we learn that the subconscious mind accepts what is impressed upon it with feeling and repetition. If you continue feeding your mind with doubt, fear, and negativity, your life slowly begins moving in the same direction. But when you begin replacing those destructive thoughts with faith, hope, courage, and expectation, something powerful starts awakening inside you. You begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You begin to feel peace where anxiety once controlled your spirit. You stop seeing yourself as broken and start recognizing the strength that God has already placed within you. Every day, you have the ability to choose what kind of thoughts will dominate your mind. You can choose fear, or you can choose faith. You can choose weakness, or you can choose growth. You can continue living as a prisoner of your past, or you can step forward into the future God has prepared for you. Many people remain stuck because they have accepted a false image of themselves created by failure, criticism, rejection, or disappointment. But your mistakes do not define your destiny. Your painful seasons do not cancel God's purpose for your life. Sometimes God allows difficult moments not to destroy you, but to strengthen your character, deepen your faith, and prepare you for something greater than you imagined. Every challenge carries a lesson. Every delay carries preparation. Every setback carries the possibility of a comeback if you refuse to give up on yourself. You must understand that faith is not passive. Faith requires action, discipline, and persistence even when circumstances seem uncertain. There will be moments when you feel discouraged, misunderstood, or emotionally exhausted, but those are often the moments when you must stand strongest in your belief. Keep speaking life over yourself. Keep believing that better days are coming. Keep trusting that God is guiding your path even when you cannot fully understand what is happening around you. The mind becomes powerful when it is filled with faith instead of fear. Once you truly understand this, you stop allowing temporary emotions to control your future. You begin walking with purpose, confidence, and inner peace because you finally realize that God never intended for you to spend your life doubting the value, strength, and potential He already placed inside you from the very beginning. There are seasons in life when everything around you seems uncertain, and during those moments, it becomes easy to question your value, your purpose, and even your future. You may look at your current situation and wonder why progress feels slow, why certain prayers remain unanswered, or why life seems harder for you than for others. But you must remember that difficult seasons do not mean God has abandoned you. Often, the greatest growth happens in silence, struggle, and waiting. A tree does not become strong during perfect weather. Its roots grow deeper during storms. In the same way, your spirit becomes stronger through challenges that force you to rely on faith instead of fear. Inspired by the wisdom shared through the teachings of Dr. Joseph Murphy, you begin to understand that your thoughts are not small or insignificant. The subconscious mind absorbs what you repeatedly believe, especially when those beliefs are connected to strong emotion. If you constantly focus on failure, fear, and discouragement, your energy, confidence, and decisions begin reflecting those thoughts. But when you choose to believe that God is still working in your life, even during uncertain moments, your entire mindset begins to shift. Faith changes the atmosphere inside your mind long before circumstances change around you. This is why you must protect your inner peace and remain careful about what you allow into your spirit. Negative voices, constant comparison, and fear-based thinking can slowly weaken your confidence if you entertain them long enough. Many people lose hope not because they lack ability, but because they have allowed doubt to become stronger than belief. You were never meant to spend your life living beneath your potential. God placed gifts, talents, wisdom, and purpose inside you for a reason. The enemy of progress is not always failure. Sometimes it is the habit of underestimating yourself. Too many people wait for perfect conditions before taking action, but growth rarely happens inside comfort zones. Sometimes you must move forward while still feeling uncertain. Sometimes you must trust God before you see evidence that everything will work out. Real faith means continuing to believe even when your emotions feel unstable and your path feels unclear. There will be days when fear whispers that you are not capable, not qualified, or not strong enough to overcome what stands in front of you. But fear is not the voice of your destiny. Fear exists to distract you from the strength already living within you. Every time you choose faith over fear, you become mentally stronger. Every time you refuse to quit, you build resilience. Every time you continue believing despite disappointment, you develop spiritual endurance that prepares you for greater blessings ahead. Do not allow temporary pain to convince you that your future is hopeless. Your current situation is not your final destination. God can restore confidence where fear once existed. He can create opportunities where there seemed to be none. He can bring peace into a troubled mind and strength into a tired spirit. The moment you stop doubting yourself and start trusting the power God placed within you, your entire life begins moving in a new direction filled with purpose, courage, hope, and renewed faith.